Hello and welcome to the intro to Google Docs video. I've created this video to give you a basic introduction to Google Docs, which is a very simple tool to use. The benefits of Google Docs over something like Word or any of the Office Suite products is that you get to be able to share amongst collaborators. So it's a great way to have kids work on projects together and be able to share them without having to email it to each other or save it to a jump drive and lose a jump drive and all those types of things. The nice thing about Google Docs, other than that, is you're able to chat and discuss within one while you're working on a document. Two students or two teachers or several of students or groups of students or teachers could collaborate in real time. They can chat on the window on the right. Google Docs is a loose term that they use. A lot of people use it for the whole entire suite, which is Google Docs, Google Spreadsheets, and Google Forms, and Google Presentations. For the purpose of this video, we'll just be focusing on the text editor, which is the Google Doc itself. One nice thing is you can upload existing Word documents. So if I have a Word document that I've already created and I want to share it with someone else, I can do that by just going to Upload. Here's a look. Once we get past this, here's a look a little bit different. I'll show you in a second. Select files to upload. Here, this file upload area is going to look different to you because this is on a Mac and you'll be working on a PC. But it's the same idea. You'll be going here and you'll be able to find the file that you want to upload, and you'll just select that and open it. Research directions is the file I'm going to upload. I'm going to choose Open. You can see it adds it here. Okay. And once we have it there, you can select more files and do that if you want, or we're just going to go back to do this. Another nice thing is you can actually upload any type of file that you want to Google. It could be a video, it could be a sound file. Any type of file can be uploaded to Google and saved. It's almost like it's your own personal jump drive or thumb drive or zip drive, whatever you call it, but it's on the internet, so it's easily accessible. So once that loads, we'll be able to see, you can see that loading showed up there. Sometimes you have to refresh this screen. And again, it depends on the internet connection, how fast Google's moving at that point. But you should then see it here underneath your list of documents once that uploads. So that's one easy way. And then once you can do that, you can open it from there. You can see it's still loading. Here's an example of one I already did upload earlier. It's a Word document. You can open it in Google Docs. And it'll load, and there's my Word document that I opened in Google Docs. So it's a nice way to be able to take things and share it. Then we can edit it together and things like that. If we go back to our Google Docs homepage, you can see I have several different files here underneath my Google Docs account. So that's how we can upload. It's a very simple process. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for Google to catch up. The other thing we can do is create our new one. So if I wanted to create a new Google Doc, I go to Create New, and you can see my options here. I'm just going to choose Document. And here's my Google Doc. I'm not going to spend time wasting your time going through File and Edit. These menus are pretty much the same as you would find in Microsoft Word. You're limited. Google Docs does less things than Word does, but you probably find this idea that most people don't use all the tools and features of Word. They use the basics. They type papers on there. They use it to just house documents that are just pretty simple. They won't use the full functionality of the Word software. So Google Docs will do everything you or your students are going to want to do for the most part. One thing to do is title a document. This is how you name it. So if we want to name this, we're just going to name it Practice Doc. And that'll be how you name your document. It saves every 15 seconds. So you can see up here where it says save seconds ago, and it's saving automatically, and it says it's saved. It saves every 15 seconds. That's another nice feature. You don't have to worry about keep saving things. You can always go up to, if it says save now, you can click on it and it'll save it for you right then. But if you just wait a few seconds, it usually saves it for you. This is just a typical Word type interface. You can do the typical bolding and italicizing and doing all these icons should look familiar to everyone. So it's very simple to use. Some other things that have been added. Discussions, you can discuss with other people. So if I shared this document with someone else, a student, a colleague, we can have a discussion forum within this one document, and it only applies to this one document. So if I click on discussions, I can show discussions, and then here I can comment. So I can say, hi Kristen, make sure you read over this and comment or change. And then I can post it. And then when I share this with someone else like Kristen or whoever else I'm sharing it with, then they can see this thread and they can respond to it. And then once we're done with this thread, if we get to a point where we've come to a conclusion, we've created our document, we're working on this project together, we can hit resolve, which is here, which is not activated because I'm not sharing this with anyone right now. By resolve, that means it'll end this discussion thread, and then we can start another discussion thread. So it's really quite a powerful tool that's built in, and this was just added a month or so ago, this feature. Another thing that you can do in here, if you're sharing this document with someone else, up here on the right in this blue area, you'll see the person's name, whoever you're sharing it with, and it can be multiple people, it doesn't have to be one. You'll see their name whenever they're viewing the document at the same time, and then it opens up, if you click on the arrows that'll be here, it'll show you a chat window. You can chat with the person in real time, as opposed to the discussion forum, which is kind of a threaded type thing. So it's really a nice tool also to be able to chat. If we're working real time on a document, people can be commenting and talking about it as we go through it. The real power, I think, of Google Doc is sharing it. If I want to share this document with someone, I can go to Share. It'll bring up a dialog box here. And then I can add their email address in here. So if I want to add this with Kristen Guiron, I go to Kristen, and here's her Gmail account. I can put in a message, you know, here is the doc we are using for the meeting. And then we can allow that person to edit if we want. If we don't, they can just view it. So if they want them to be able to make changes to that document, we hit Can Edit. If we don't, we just hit Can View. Well, I want her to edit it, so we click there, and then we can share it. At that point, you can see it's being shared with Kristen Guiron, and then now we know that she does. So whenever she opens it, then we can work on this document together, same time, at different times, whatever we want to do. That's the basics of Google Docs. It's that simple. There's other things it can do. You can play around with it and try it out. But I really think it's something that I've been using in my classes. Students pick it up very quickly, and it's a great tool to be able to share things and work on projects together. So we've been, very successful in my classes using it.